Welcome everyone to the final episode of Green Hill Early Access gameplay, because as of right now, we're still set for this coming week to have, or this week rather, to have the game leave Early Access. Now, does that mean the game's really complete? Probably not. We're probably going to end up having bug fixes, maybe even new content added later, but it does mean we're going to have a complete storyline. So I'll be picking up with a fresh start in the game to do the storyline following the full release on this. But now what I've got going is basically I've got the base done, and that, there you go. I just let go of the arrow and it decided not to shoot. So yeah, again, bug fixes I'm sure we're going to get a lot of. I'm pretty sure they're not going to have everything fixed with the game as of the early access change. But what I've done since last time is I've got this built and I've actually been using it. I have, let's see, not there. I put them away because I was running out of room. There we go. Some more arrowhead casts. I have been making arrows, but I'm still not to that 100% quality level on them. And then I have a metal axe cast, which I have decided not to make one yet because I have 3 still over here. And I don't think I'm going to be using them that readily because now I cannot build any further. This is as far as it would let me go the last time. You see, it gives that initial white color and that's it. It lets me place like there and there, but there, no. Won't let me build. It even works like right past it, which is what's so strange. So I'm assuming, even though it's not showing it, and it looks like everything's reaching into the ground, I'm assuming it's a case of it's treating it like the posts are too tall. So it's not letting me place it there. But I cannot build on this side because apparently same thing. I would say looks like probably it's saying the post is not reaching into the ground. That side has just got a log in the way. Yeah, we need a way to remove that stuff. You know, I'm pretty sure if this was realistic, I could at least break some of that off and move it. Maybe drag it out of the way at some point. So yeah, this is the final piece of my structure that I can do here. So yes, it's still very limited in building options in the game, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and get something done here. I'm going to do 2 walls and another doorway, of course, because I won't be able to walk out, you know, why not? And of course, we're sticking with bamboo because there's so much around here. So my plant that was originally Mullenaria, then became the green unknown fruit that kills parasites, is now back to being Mullenaria. So I'm just trying to pick up the sticks that fell in the water. What does it do? It has me drink the dirty water. Doesn't even give me a choice. It just does it randomly. And now I have 2 parasites again. And of course, once you know it, when I get parasites, what happens? Not a single mushroom is anywhere in my base area. Normally, they're all over the place, different kinds. But now, none. All right, Mr. Gator. Ready for this? Oh, yes. 1 hit. 1 gator down. Black Cayman. Give me the... Hopefully that's one of the big bugs they fix, because that is such a bad bug in the game. Being unable to target things like the arrows. So I may just need to actually stop what I'm doing and start over again, because I haven't saved since I loaded the game. And there's still no mushrooms, and now I'm out of carbs. I have no bananas around. So, of course, the only reason I ran out of carbs is the fact I have parasites that I shouldn't have gotten anyway, and only got them because the game decided to, instead of picking up a stick, make me drink dirty water. And Heart of Palm. Of course, I'm getting tired. All right, so that's got my carbs up. I still need a way to cure the parasites, and that's not happening. No mushrooms anywhere. I'm not finding a single mushroom at all, and I've been wandering all around the area. Not even the little, you know, yellowish, glowy ones are showing up right now. There is absolutely no mushroom showing, period. So it's nighttime. I didn't sleep as long as I could have. I decided to cut it short to see if maybe with it being nighttime, some mushrooms would finally start appearing. You know, certain ones tend to appear during the night. Some of them appear during the day. And in other cases, I've had them appear just no matter what time of day it was. But now that I actually need mushrooms, I have none. And of course my fire went out, which means that's broken. This is fine. I can recreate that one. It's when I rebuild this one, it doesn't work right. It messes up with the stone because it's the same bugginess that occurs with right here. I built the little mud fire pit, cannot build a fire inside of it. So yeah, I've basically, everything I've done up to this point from that last save that I loaded, I've wasted because I'm going to have to reload to get those working again. I'm going to have to reload just to see if maybe the mushrooms finally start coming back because there's still no mushrooms. So I had to come, I walked all the way around through there, all down through there to finally come here and get the mushrooms that I was needing to cure the stupid parasites finally. So of course I had the original starting point where I built at the abandoned camp, but this is pretty much the main base I've used through most of my gameplay this time. And it has been steadily changed. I mean, a large part of this was, of course, stuff that was originally here. I added on, like adding on the little walls, the little shed pieces, experimenting with things. And, of course, adding on to this, only to find bugginess with certain elements here. You know, like I cannot place the wall around that piece. I can't use the fire on this. So some of this was just making things work around the bugs in the game. And then finally I started to, you know, I tore that little bed out. Really, I need to take this whole thing out now. And then I built a new structure after a lot of experimenting, a lot of cutting things down, just basically clearing a lot of the landscape so I'd have room. You know, and ended up with this, which is still limited in the way I built it. I would have built where it was extremely wide, all the way, you know, this deep, all the way down there, this deep, all the way down there. But we're missing mechanics in the game, honestly. You know, I understand the full release is focusing more on the storyline of the game, which is fine. But if they're focusing strictly on the storyline and just, you know, get in, get your girlfriend, fiance, I can't even remember what she is at this point, and get back out, and they're not going to do much on the side of building in the game, we're going to end up with a very short-lived gameplay option. Because right now, I've played longer on this than I did ever with my Twitch gameplay for this, and I'm out of stuff to do, really. You know, I've taken out all of the cannibal camps, I've got a lot of weapons, I've got tools. All I've got really is to sit around and work on my archery and my spear fighting and so forth. And that's really it. I don't have much else to do in the game right now. You know, it's... So we've got to have some new building mechanics. And I think a part of that is going to be more landscape manipulation, the ability to remove stumps like this. I can't take that stump out. That it doesn't work. Some of the bamboo stumps for the bamboo trees disappear and some others do not. So consistency on that would be nice. Also the ability to, say we use a torch and you come here and you set this on fire and you burn the trunk so that it falls over and then you can harvest it. Sort of like maybe stranded deep harvesting where you go in with the axe then after it's laying on the ground and then chop it into, you know, logs. Something like that to allow us to harvest that. Another big part, and I'm not saying we have to do this for every, you know, plant, but certain plants like these small unknown fruits, the orange ones, the green ones, things like that. If we can have the mud mixer here, like this, where I just take mud and I figure out how to make mud, or mud mixer from this, why can I not use the same basic design to fill it with dirt using, like, you know, a stone tool, something like a shovel, and then my hands to collect dirt, fill it with dirt, and plant seeds from, say, the orange unknown fruit, so I can basically have a farming option to allow me a sustainable source of carbohydrates, as opposed to just having to be, in this case, you know, I've got my little tree here that continually gives me bananas, and then I have my trees over here for the unknown nuts. You know, give us an option to actually do something like that. We also need storage options, like rope cannot be placed in storage boxes. I'm not saying we need a different storage option. We don't need something for me to say, oh yeah, let me take this and, oh look, the rope just sits on top. I don't need something specific for rope, but make it where the storage box works when it comes to rope. Give me better options for storing bones where they're not taking up quite as much space in the storage box as they should be. I mean, it seems like they're, you know, with the bones, you would stack them. You can have a little bit more depth in there, because that's, when you look at it, you can fit quite a few in that amount of space if they were stackable. So we need some better storage options in the game as well. But one thing I really hope they improve is performance, because the more I've built, and this is common with other games, similar style, the more I've built custom, the more stutters and random lags I experience. When I didn't have all that stuff in this area, a lot better. But as I built up stuff, it's like the building mechanics in the game, it doesn't handle the custom structures very well. So yeah, a shorter episode because, like I said, I'm at that point. I really have nothing else to do in the game. So I'm just hoping we get a really good boost to the game, not just in the storyline, but in the building mechanics when we get full release in the next, few days, assuming nothing happens to their schedule. They say, oh, we had to delay it. But hopefully we're going to get, all that stuff is going to end up being a really great polished game. Obviously still some bugs, performance tweaks to work on. And possibly they might be considering, like many developers have done, oh, just because the game ends early access doesn't mean they're going to add new content later. So we might still see down the road some updates with building content coming in. But leaving early access signifies the storyline is going to be finished. That's what's done. And for everything else, we can still see some new improvements, but we just won't see any changes to the story. But like I said, shorter episode today just to kind of tidy up with where I'm at in the game and hopefully where we're going to be starting on the next episode. Again, assuming they do not delay the release from what they've scheduled it for. But that is it for this episode. So if you enjoyed the episode, if you've enjoyed the series, be sure to hit the like button. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are about the game as it is, what you think is going to happen with the upcoming early access ending and going full release. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I will see you in the next video.